He can be 3 Talon.
I like that better.
Morning, Eva. Your wake-up has been sanctioned by the ISA. We lost contact with the ground crew 450 hours ago. We have tried to establish further communications, but we are not getting any responses. We need you to investigate.
Okay, doesn't it make sense to do visual checks first?
We have already looked at the data. The ISA has made the executive decision that you report to the surface post-haste. You are our emergency response.
What exactly is the emergency?
The ground crew found an organism the ISA believed to be dangerous. We need to re-establish communication.
Organism, huh?
How long is 450 hours? It's over a month, right?
No, 450 hours is like less than 20 days.
Okay. About a month.
Like 2.5 weeks, I think. There's a fan. I like how my crouch is like duck like an inch. Hey, Trika. Sarah Brooke, cryogenic awakening. So, wait, 2443. Jeez. User error pod malfunction. Did I beat Rogue Legacy that you are starting this one up, or are you mixing it up? No, I just played this. Yep, Rogue Legacy is over. Every game that I have stopped playing, I will never touch ever again. Says the guy who's beaten multiple games twice or 3 times on stream. Quick, somebody get on this. Hack it. ISAO 2. Wait, Captain what? Daniel McLean.
Pick up your EMT. It's on the side.
The suit? No. Oh.
Okay. We are going to take a lander to Europa. Make your way to the docking station.
Europa? Isn't that like a moon of Jupiter or something?
I believe so. I know it's a moon for sure.
Well, being from Europe, of course they went to Europa. To Ava, the current ship status is as following. Recommended addressing the power fluctuations before cryostasis. Docking bay hatch. Oh, they pulled the ladder up. I guess that makes sense.
What's the ship's status?
I have performed the necessary checks. The Europa lander is ready to launch.
Well, the Europa lander is the lander. This is the ship. What is the ship's status?
Residuals before nulling, -02, -04, -01. X and Z null to 0. Looking good.
Okay, good. Horizon check right on time. How's things, Christopher?
Good. I am go for powered descent.
I can confirm. You are go for powered descent.
Roger that. I am running the PDI program. 80-degree delta pitch to 88 degrees absolute. Braking procedure. Engine 1 ignition. Engine burn.
Suppressing 400 alarm.
Balance.
I think that's everything wound up, Tom.
Yes.
Well, I guess I'm ready to go down for the long sleep then.
Good night, Ava. I will miss your assistance. The ship will be very quiet without you here.
Night. See you when I wake up, Tom.
Man, Tom, why you got such a creepy-ass voice?
The landers are ready.
Good. Thanks, Tom. You okay now, Sarah?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you, Daniel. I've done this before.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
It's just another 10 years of my life.
I think the problem is it's that soothing, calm voice, but that's always soothing and calm, so there's not the, like...
It doesn't feel
inflection.
soothing, it feels...
Foreboding.
Yeah. Like, why are you trying to soothe me right now?
Yeah.
That must mean something wrong is happening. What the fuck is that?
Mom's dildo.
That's your mom's dildo. Gross. Cappy, yesterday was Mother's Day.
Yeah, she had a really good Mother's Day.
Wow. I love the exposed wiring.
Bay 3.
A3, okay.
Retro?
Go.
Fido?
Go.
Guidance?
Go.
Control?
Go.
Telcom?
Go.
Then we are go for launch, initiating.
Separate.
Engaging retrofire. I'm running the program, 80-degree delta pitch to 88 degrees absolute. Braking procedure. Trajectory looks good. 502 alarm. It looks like we're coming in too fast.
We are slightly short of the landing site. We are going to have to burn late. Go.
Full retrograde.
Boop. We did it.
Open the door.
Welcome to Europa.
Pass. Got really strong gravity. Can't jump for crap. Can't jump, can't duck. Well, come on, right? Who's not gonna... Oh, invisible wall.
How long will my suit survive these conditions?
At 100 degrees Kelvin, a couple of hours. We should get inside.
You know, the most differences between US English and other English-speaking countries, the Z and Z is the only one that boths me. Yeah, that boths me too, man. Just say Z. The gravity should be 1/7 that of Earth. Oh, I got a gun.
That's good.
The base has changed.
What do you mean?
The base was originally constructed as modules to withstand the seismic activity in and around Thera Macula. It appears the ground team have manipulated these modules.
Okay, that's a battery.
The base was built initially by machines. I served as the mind of these operations. I arrived first on Europa in 2240. It costs a lot to send humans into space with the necessary life support, especially such a vast distance from Earth. So, robotics built this place.
This is like Portal, I presume? I don't know, I've been streaming for about 10 minutes and had control of my character for about 60 seconds. Can't answer your question.
I wonder why the ground team has changed these rooms.
I have a hypothesis. These rooms are Turing tests.
Turing tests?
Turing tests are tests designed to tell humans and machines apart. Typically, problems only solvable by a human. A combination of logical and lateral thinking.
So, you can't complete these tests, Tom?
No. That is why I am glad you are here to help. We need to work together.
I can't climb the ladder at the same time. Oh.
I guess it's different color windows.
I guess so.
Or the
They really have completely repurposed these rooms. I am quite impressed.
So, what were they used for before?
Most of them were used for storage. But they have converted them beyond recognition. Perhaps they ran out of things to do out here. The devil makes work for idle hands.
You just put meatloaf in the oven? Dang. Meatloaf good, yo. That's pretty straightforward.
Do you know the ground team's location?
The crew are deeper inside the base, it seems.
They must be trying to survive. Can you find their precise location?
I'm afraid not. I am working to regain control. Though I once had complete control of this base, a lot has changed in the past 500 hours.
Okay, so I did that, which means I should be able to shoot the other one from up here now. Hey, look at that. Okay.
So if this base is managed by you, why can't you find the crew?
The base's communication array is malfunctioning. Perhaps we can't solve this yet.
Yeah, what do you bet we need, like... There's probably a code that's 5 digits. Okay. Whoa!
This doesn't add up.
What does not add up?
If there was an accident, surely they'd come to find me, not try to lock me out.
My instance is still resolving conflicts. I expect they have their reasons.
So that I can do this? No. Gotcha. I'm gonna go like this. That. Okay. Now I can do this.
My instance has just been updated.
Sorry?
I have 2 instances of my mind, 2 separate versions. A slave mind running on the satellite, and a master running here on the surface. When the communication was cut between the surface base and the satellite, the 2 instances of my mind were separated. So, during all this time, all of my knowledge divided into 2 separate branches. I continue to learn on the satellite, and I continue to learn on the surface. I am trying to merge the knowledge to create a timeline of what's happened here. But there are incongruities between these memories, conflicts.
This all seems pretty straightforward so far.
You're pretty straightforward so far.
Oh, rip.
This is the command center. You can check on the crew status from here.
Oh, crew transfers unknown. Status compromised. Crew 4, status damaged. So there's 4 people at the base modules. Drilling platform. Really hard to read that. boombox.
That's us.
That's us.
No,
What?
I wasn't done reading.
Oh. I'll just read it.
Okay.
Losing her parents at a young age, Ava Turing was sent to a military engineering school. Shortly after graduating, she enlisted with the U.S. Navy and trained as a pilot. Due to her exemplary service record and willingness to leave Earth for extended periods of time, Turing was recruited by the ISA. On the exploratory mission to Jupiter's Europa, Turing's role aboard the Fortuna is engineer and vehicle officer.
What's the Fortuna?
Dr. Sochi Yu had no childhood interest in space travel. Instead, he spent his youth studying the life in Lake Biwa near his hometown. Yu went on to study marine biology and chemistry at Kyoto University. After the tragic death of his wife, Rin, he disappeared into his work, re-emerging 11 years later as a preeminent exobiologist.
Can I just point out that this Mikhail character's face looks too real, and ours looks way too fake in comparison? Like, it's starting to look, like, comically bad.
Yeah. Birthplace, Japan, Germany. We're German, apparently. Well, we're American, but born in Germany. Okay. Russian, huh? Mikhail's father died of cancer at a young age. This motivated him to become a doctor in hopes of helping others. He worked as a medical doctor in Russia for 3 years before working for the UN as a doctor in crisis. His role on the Europa is as chief medical officer. Canadian. Chris is an identical triplet. His father is an electrician and his mother is a mechanical engineer. Following in his mother's footsteps, he trained as an engineer. The McLean triplets became famous as Chris and Dan took to space, leaving their brother Peter behind. Although an accomplished engineer, his place on this mission was also partly due to ISA being interested in the long-term effects of space travel. Test results will be compared to those of Peter.
Oh yeah, look. They're twins.
They would never allow twins on the same
I mean,
mission. They'd be like, get out of here, nerd. Right, that's broken. Let me do that number. Sarah's parents are both scientists. In her teenage years, she was sent to an English public boarding school. Brooke is one of the most eminent exobiologists of the 23rd century. For her formative work on the Mars Discovery Project, she was specially requested to be part of the Europa ground team. Though only 28 years old, Sarah has touched the surface of 2 planetoids and spent more time on alien soil than any other member of mankind except the Mars team. She's touched the surface of 3 planetoids. Earth qualifies. Duh. Syria. Cameras. Huh. Europa is tidally locked. Okay. Interesting. Loading.
What condition should I expect to find the ground crew in?
Daniel went missing days ago. Chris is presumed dead. We are expecting to find Sarah, Mikhail, and Sochi in a stable condition.
Chris is dead?
He was involved in an accident.
Interesting door.
Yeah.
I think they're letting you grab the thing from inside.
No, I've got to power one of the doors. As soon as I do that, the door closes.
Switch the thing. Stand in the doorway to your left. Go in there.
Damn it, Cabby! Why are you so smart? We're probably gonna need that. Nope. Whatever, damn.
You've done it before. Your brain, for whatever reason, just immediately.
Could
was
we
like,
take a more direct way to the ground team?
Unfortunately, there is not a direct route. The base is buried under ice to protect it from the radiation of space.
Similar to the Mars base.
Similar. Europa's base is slightly deeper into the surface. There is more radiation present from solar events on Mars. But Mars's surface is denser than that of Europa.
Oh, well, I could grab the power out of that. I guess I can't do that this time. Okay.
the thing won't carry it to the other side. I meant from inside.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. I could have done it from right there. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay, what are their chances of survival here? Oxygen, the food stores, waste management.
Everything seems to be in order. There was a small problem with the food stores, but the crew fixed that up. We successfully transitioned over to a sustainable small artificial ecosystem a year ago, growing fruit and vegetables. It helps boost morale, amongst other things. The crew members could hypothetically survive here for their whole lifetimes.
Oh,
Whoa!
okay.
Not what I expected to move.
Me neither. Would I live there if I had video games? I do have video games here, and I live here. So yeah. Unless you mean Europa, and then in which case that's a different story. They don't know what they mean. Okay. Oh.
Can't get from the other side.
Yeah, I can get that. What do you mean get what from the other side?
The shooty thing.
This one?
No.
This one?
Yeah, I just didn't know why you plugged that one in. Because you're going to need to be able to get across. Shoot that one from the other side. That was my...
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, I got it. You can do this. Ah.
My purpose as the overseer of this mission is to work for the ISA. I am the ISA's feet and hands. The distance between Jupiter and Earth make it inappropriate for the ISA to directly interface with the mission directives. As my AI core is stationed on Europa, I can make decisions instantaneously about the running of the base.
Just take a poop on it.
Yeah, man. I'll just take a big old poop. What is... Oh, I gotcha. Aha. There we go. Oh! I fell down.
Yeah. Cornered a little too hard.
How does the ISA know you're gonna make the right decisions here when they can't communicate with us?
Interestingly, I have a twin on Earth. His name is Michael. The ISA uses my twin to check firmware updates before they upload them to myself. There is a simulation of this mission on Earth running at all times to check my expert systems. Naturally, as any modern artificial intelligence running on a quantum computer, I do also have a large amount of evolutionary algorithms at my disposal. However, they were deemed as too unreliable for general use in the mission.
Why is that?
Biological systems produce biological results. Messy, unpredictable solutions. Not suitable for such a mission.
don't need that no more.
It's in it.
Okay. Those need to go up there.
I don't remember what doors we've gone through. This is hard on my brain.
Can't do that. Okay. Yeah, I can. So I can go like this. Okay. I have 4 batteries. 1, 2. I'm gonna do this. I deleted it. Oh. I'm tempted to type in global thermonuclear war.
I was thinking that that's what you were thinking about.
Let me see if it does anything. How about an intelligible one at least? Okay, help. I'm simply not convinced you are human. I think you might be a robot. Yes, definitely a robot. You have failed the Turing test. You are a robot. What? I am a... What? I am a robot. Yes, you are. I am controlled by my programming. Now you're getting it. Oh. I hit escape!
Because you're too chunky to go over it.
They say I do chunks.
Yeah.
This says, hey, you chunk. I'm like, yeah. I can't leave with power in my gun.
Did the ISA build you, Tom?
As the child of the ISA, I have been given authority aboard this station. I was designed by the ISA and the Ashiyama Corporation, designed in California, assembled in China. But here on Europa, I constructed myself. Have you heard of the Turing Test, Ava? It's a test to see if a computer can successfully impersonate a human. In the original Turing Test, a human judge has two conversations, one with a machine and one with another human. They then judge which of these polite conversations is with a machine and which is with a human. The machine being tested is said to have passed the Turing Test if the judge cannot reliably tell which conversation is with a machine and which is with a human.
Do you think you'd pass the Turing test?
I am quite capable of polite conversation. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's
You're
definitely a
creepy.
computer.
How is it cheesing it doing this stuff, getting through this stuff?
Yeah.
That's the only goal.
Yeah, I completed the puzzle. Wait a second. Did I go... Okay, I need 2 sources of power to build the bridge. Someone called you a POS. Any idea what that means? Some sort of slang? Depends on the context. You're either a point of sale system or a piece of shit.
The Turing test has been criticized. Researchers claim it does not correctly test a machine's ability to think, but rather its ability to deceive.
What do you mean?
Well, have you heard of the Chinese room thought experiment?
No.
Imagine you are in a room. In this room, you are passed Chinese sentences through a slot in the wall. Inside the room is an instruction book written in English. This instruction book tells you which Chinese words to pass back through the slot in the wall as a response. By doing so, you have a conversation in Chinese.
I don't get it.
But you don't
In the
actually
Chinese
know.
room, because the responses you pass back through the door are the correct responses, the person on the other side of the door is convinced you are a native Chinese speaker.
Well, they're wrong.
Perhaps they are not wrong. Because with the instruction book, you are having a conversation
but the person stuck in the Chinese room is not aware of the conversation's content.
This is the problem with the Turing Test. A computer can pass the Turing Test, having convinced a human they are having a polite conversation, while the computer has no idea that a conversation has taken place.
What if both of the people passing Chinese words are reading from instruction books?
Not too chunky for that one.
That being said, every single computer I have ever tried to have a conversation with on the internet, every single one has sounded like an idiot.
Yeah. We're pretty far from...
Oh, I get it. I need to go like this. I need to go click, click, run it. I did it!
Good job.
I'm so proud of myself. Oh, that's my power.
I may be a machine, but I personally do not believe I am stuck inside the Chinese room.
Right, you would say that. I could peer inside your databases at any time, Tom. Or pause your operation.
Do not assume I could not do the same to you.
Okay. I'm inhibiting the beam. So far, so good.
This is the crew's quarters. It looks abandoned.
Bathroom, let's go. I do not see the need for so many cameras. Tom's presence everywhere is slightly oppressive. I understand the need for transparency, but why is he in the toilets? Well, I gotta poop.
Yeah, but do you want Tom watching you?
I mean, if it means I can poop. Don't touch. This is the 5th time. Or F's time.
One of the twins was the captain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chris had the accident.
Chris was the one that died.
Yeah. Like he and his brother had an argument.
Can you imagine if your brother was the captain?
Yeah, I'd kill him too.
I'm kind of dumb. I didn't realize that was a baseball bat, and I just saw yellow, and I went, "Is that a giant crayon?" But then I realized it's not.
I like how they're triplets, but every picture of these two is just 2 of them.
Yeah.
Like, where's the third one? Drilling reports. Like they didn't care about their third one.
Yeah, same with that one. Family vacation.
Well, there's 3 there, but
Yeah, but why did they don't look the same age is the problem? Like I feel like the one in the back looks older. Oh, hockey. Oh yeah, are they Canadian?
yep.
constipated.
Said for rectal use only. I'm just kidding.
That's where the poop comes from.
Gerard. Austin, San Antonio, and Houston. My city's not on there. Bad face. Alright, well, he's dead.
A puppy! This is the best one ever.
Okay, we can stay here. Wow, this is a neat freak. Dear Tom, knowing that you're always watching, I thought I would write you a letter. As you no longer reside in my mind, I've decided to transfer my thoughts to text. I wanted to do so in the form of a history lesson, a lesson that perhaps you'll find condescending, but it's likely more for my sake than yours. Alan Turing is considered a father of theoretical computer science and artificial intelligence. Perhaps a lesser-known part of his life was his contributions to the field of biology. Why do you suppose his interests lay in these two disparate fields? I assume it was because he believed the world to be logical and understandable. He was a mathematician. He seemed to believe that the great complexity of the universe could be explained with simple rules. 2 years before his suicide in 1952, Alan developed something called reaction diffusion systems. Inside the academic world, this work is cited more than his work on computers. It is generally formalized as a one-line equation. Yep, I can read that. I'm no mathematician, however, in plain English, this equation describes the things that wish to diffuse, however, also react with each other during the process. I am sure this sounds strange to you, or at the very least, tangential to our lives here on Europa. What relevance does it have to say anything here? Reaction diffusion systems show how patterns are created. They show how the leopard got its spots and how the zebra got its stripes. But my real interest here is Turing's interest. That nature can be formalized, that we can understand the natural world in mathematical terms. Turing created the test to answer the question, can a machine impersonate a human? The intrigue behind that question, can the human mind be simulated by a machine? Why ask that question? To prove that the human mind is a machine. I am not sure that that is Turing's opinion, however. Concerning consciousness, he states, according to the most extreme form of this view, the only way by which one could be sure that a machine thinks is to be the machine and to feel oneself thinking. One could then describe these feelings to the world, but of course no one would be justified in taking any notice. Likewise, according to this view, the only way to know that a man thinks is to be that particular man. What was this called? Philosophical zombie or something?
Oh yeah, the philosophical zombie that doesn't have a soul.
You can only prove that the only person that can prove that they're alive is themselves, kind of thing.
Yeah, I can't prove to you you're not alive because the soul is not visible. So would it be possible to animate people that don't have a soul? Would those people then be real people? For all intents and purposes, they would be, but they don't have a soul, so they're not technically human if you define humans as having a soul.
Right. If the human mind exists within the physical world, it obeys the same rules of physics and chemistry as every other thing in the world. Therefore, like all of nature, it is merely reactive. It is curious that the nature would create, through the mechanics of determinism, creatures that believe they have free will. Conversely, I suppose, if we conclude that we are all machines, we can only come to the conclusion in a predetermined manner. We cannot claim credit for our discovery, as it was just a product of nature's genius, not our own. A humbling idea, I think, behaviorism. Maybe we are more similar than we think. Pretty sure I've seen that equation before. The mirror G is a particle derivative. The upside down triangle squared is the Laplacian. Cool. It's a flower.
Yeah, even her bed's nice and put away.
Oh yeah. Partial, not particle? Oh. Whatever. ISA cookbook. Same medication.
Oh, shoot. Somewhat religious.
Telomeres. Ribosomes and all that shit.
Oh, yeah, you went backward.
Here we go. Mikhail, the Russian. He's a painter.
Puppy!
Yay, puppy! And it's a terrier, too. The whole team experienced nausea during a large electrical surge on Europa's atmosphere. I am concerned. This was not an instance of mass hysteria. Vital signs were affected. It causes a uniform surge in the heart rate that was detected in all members of the crew. I'm reporting to ISA. I reported the nauseous incident to the ISA. They offered an explanation of electrical disturbance to our central nervous system. That is ludicrous. An electrical surge large enough to affect our nervous system would have done more than make more than make the team feel ill. I'm going to experiment with some shock therapy. Hey, Ori, what's going on? You loved this game? I've never heard of it until Trika suggested it.
I thought it was Two Talon that suggested it.
Two Talon, I mean.
And he bought it for you.
Shit!
You are
I am
all over the place.
I am a
with people
terrible
today.
person. Okay.
Jeez.
God dang. Any abduction news? I think you're talking to Ori, right? I don't know anything about that. I have discovered that electronic fields disturb our telemetry implants in a way I didn't expect. I've contacted the ISA. Strangely, Tom was not comfortable with my attempts to disturb the implant. The ISA have reported back informing me that I am not to disturb the implants. They have also encouraged me not to discuss this further with the team. And then he says something in Russian. I am continuing to investigate. I've been running some... Does anybody speak Russian? I have been running some experiments outside of Tom's view. I can tell he knows this. He has been acting differently around me, like an orphaned child. Offended child, sorry. English. I feel increasingly nauseous. What?
Does anybody speak English?
Does anybody speak English? I know, right? I feel increasingly nauseous. These implants seem to have neural connectivity. Out-of-body experiences are more frequent now. I have established a... Wow, this is a lot of stuff. I have established a definitive correlation. Against my knowledge, I have been implanted with a device that affects my mind. I use my opportunities in regular health checkups to investigate the crew. We all have them. Every single one of us is implanted with some mind-altering contraption. Tom has been encouraging the team to worry about my mental health. He requested that I retire away from the crew. Misinformation. I cannot will myself to investigate this further. I grow tired quickly. I cannot think straight. I am not sure if the implant is affecting my thoughts anymore. I believe it is trying to subdue my mind. I think I'm going to attempt an excision. Same basic concept.
Yeah.
I am going to remove this implant. I am typing with my left hand now. The excision went wrong. I have successfully removed the implant. However, I have lost... Unfortunately, I lost my hand in the operation. Lost my hand. Tom is very angry. The crew refuses to talk to me. Apparently, I am a bad influence. Sarah patched me up. I wonder if the nature of this organism and its disturbance of my DNA caused my awakening from Tom's influence. If so, that would make me... If so, that would make for a worrisome revelation. Perhaps this organism is not so friendly. Dan informed me ISA have called for my termination. My masochistic experiment proves I am a danger to the mission. Fortunately, he chose not to lock me in the brig. I'm going to investigate this implant further. I have to hide my work. The team are becoming increasingly aggressive. They seem to oppose my work to understand the implant. It does not help that Tom is encouraging them to distrust me. I've discovered the nature of the implant. It is a complex computer. It interfaces with the human mind directly. It seems to condition the mind through Pavlovian and instrumental conditioning, eliciting feelings of euphoria when the wearer is obedient and dysphoria when they are disobedient. It also has the effect of suppressing impulses in the frontal lobe, presumably to lower free will. It seems to interface crudely with motor neuron cells throughout the cerebellum. It is my hypothesis that the crew is controlled by this implant. That is their strong aversion to helping me. I need a method of suppressing its impact, perhaps a drug. Riluzole? Maybe an antidepressant to minimize the conditioning effects, combined with a strong electromagnetic field. I could use one of the industrial electromagnets from the construction robots. I've managed to get Chris on my side. He's agreed to test some medical procedures with me in private. It will be more difficult one-handed, but I must persevere. I'm hoping to keep this out of the eyes of Tom, though I have a feeling he will still be listening.
That's what the medication is in all
Yeah.
of their bunks.
It's like an antipsychotic. Whoa, hello.
Well, it's a depressant. he
Yeah.
said. So they were all taking it, and now they don't trust Tom. Something's happened. But presumably we would still be implanted.
Theoretically, yes. Well, I guess he's the medical guy, right? Wow, he's pretty good.
A lot of needles.
Yeah. Who's this? Sochi Yu. Picture of him and his wife. Well, that's depressing. Hi Matthew, I've been studying organism 119. Please find attached scanning electron microscope image, which appears to show pilus formation. We hypothesize that this is the stress response due to high levels of radiation. We plan to infect a human cell line with organism 119 and perform irradiation experiments with flow cytometry? Cytometry? Cytometry. Cytometry.
This is really hard for me to read.
Yeah, it's a little fuzzy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I didn't know if it was my eyes.
Nope, it's this one.
So I was like, uh-oh, am I getting a really bad migraine?
No. Would this be appropriate? It would be great if you could get the department to look at the SEM image. Hey Sochi, it was great to see this image. Wow, yet more complex life on Europa. The name of that thing might be worth looking at as it survives very high levels of radiation here on Earth. Similarly, you should consider looking at these other items. Produces pili in response to radiation and uses them to transfer DNA. Perhaps your organism uses a similar mechanism? Have you considered that organism 119 is transferring or scavenging DNA as a method of surviving radiation? As you well know, in terms of radiation, Europa receives 5.4 SV, that's like sieverts, I think. 5.4 sieverts per day, over 300,000 times the level on Earth. The organism must have evolved such a high resistance to radiation as a necessity of survival. That said, the radiation beneath Thera Macular is much lower due to the thick ice crust. Radiation experiments with flow cytometry sound like an appropriate course of action. Whoop. We've attached an image confirming that organism 119 attaches to human cells. We will proceed with irradiation experiments on these cell lines. We propose naming organism 119 Europa radiophilus. What do you think? We have now run the irradiation experiments and can confirm that the item does indeed seem to confer resistance to radiation. See attached. We assume survival is due to DNA damage repair. We tagged various DNA repair enzymes with GFP and have found that DNA double-strand break repair is occurring. Something's amiss. We don't know what's performing the repair. The lab doesn't know how this thing could repair DNA. Have you considered another organism maybe in a symbiotic relationship with it, perhaps a virus? We ran a PCR on the human cells exposed to it to see if there was a virus present. We've discovered an unknown virus, which we have named Unknown Europa virus. Gel electrophoresis image attached. This is phenomenal. You need to sequence this. We have finished sequencing it, data attached. It is a virus unlike anything we've ever seen. Maybe we have found a cure for senescence? Senescence? A form of biological immortality. We are running some long-term tests on plants and mice to see the effects. The plants are clearly exhibiting longer lifespans when exposed to the organism. We don't have the facilities here to continue testing. We are going on to human testing. Smart. We're going to use ourselves as subjects. It's the only way to accelerate progress.
Just seems like a terrible
Man, this guy
idea.
sounds like a genius. Hey, we tried it on mice and like broccoli. So since I don't have anything else to do, I'm just gonna inject it in random people. See what the hell happens.
I volunteer treat this set.
Yeah, bye, Trika.
How do you place the violin?
It's a viola cat. I don't know.
You couldn't tell if it was a violin or a viola because you don't have size comparison. Although that is large.
Yeah, it's definitely not a cello. It's way too small for that. But it does seem big for a violin, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, I played a viola for a long time, so I mean, the size isn't like crazy big, but it's notable.
So what is it you found then, Sochi? We found an extremophile that survives massive doses of radiation. Radiation damages DNA. See, this one isn't fuzzy. The extremophile has a virus living inside it. The extremophile scavenges DNA from other organisms, which the virus uses to repair the extremophile's damaged DNA. Essentially, they work together to survive in what's called a symbiotic relationship. I like how he's explaining this to a fucking NASA scientist, essentially.
Yeah.
He's like, let me explain what a symbiotic relationship. Doesn't matter that he's an engineer. He knows what the hell that is. So what's the implication? What does it do? In some ways, it's an immortal relationship. It's immoral. It doesn't... They're doing butt stuff.
Oh.
It doesn't seem to age biologically. Aging and death are ultimately caused by DNA damage. We have the ability to fix our DNA, but that ability is limited. This organism can repair damage caused by massive doses of radiation. If we could harness this power, we could potentially eliminate biological aging, what is known as senescence.
Oh, okay. So they would halt aging.
So you found something that could make humans immortal? Not exactly. There are many causes of death other than DNA damage. It would not save you from trauma, from brain damage or cardiac arrest, but it would potentially cure cancers and many genetic diseases and massively increase life expectancy. Yeah, it's not like we're going to become... There can be only one. Highlander, yeah. It's not like we're Highlander now. Whoa.
I thought the computer screen went like because it was such an abrupt loading screen.
Man, I can't wait for it to go. It was
Shut up.
toy.